And back with another live, man. Talking about wholesale real estate. Today, we're going to talk about a bulletproof method to do wholesale deals, man. If you do this, there's no doubt you're going to be doing wholesale deals, man. There's just no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to happen, man. It's going to happen. You're going to be doing deals.
Yep.
There's just no way not to do deals if you do it this way. Like, it's bulletproof, man. What's up, my people on IG, man? If you're on IG and you want to see the whole thing, I'm with my boy Cordero on YouTube. So go to IG for the full video. But yeah, man. So go to you, man. How you feeling today, Cordero?
True, man. I just found a killer VA. I think she gonna be the one. I'm feeling
I think you are the one.
gonna be the one.
Cordero don't know nothing about that, man. What's up? Let's shout the guys out here in the chat, man. James, what's going on, man? James been on for a minute, man. Ali checking in. The real Chase Carroll. Chase Carroll, my God. I think that might be one of my old students, man. I don't know. Maybe that's a different guy. But Ali said didn't get a chance to stay for the full yesterday. You back on daily lives. Yeah, man. My guy Cordero said we gotta do it. So here I am, man.
Back home. I invested in myself. That mean
Shanika Reynolds, what's up? How you doing? Uh that's right, man. From day one, Chase Carroll. Shoot, no, man. Woo! Close the 20K.
Hey James.
You
Shout out to James.
are the prototype. Hey, when you find that VA, you know they about to make you some money. You know what I mean? You know that VA about to make you some money. I think you are the one.
Shout out to James. Shout out to James. We need like some type of bill or something like
Yeah,
that.
dude.
Hey, they closed the deal like for
Dude,
27.
James closed a 27K deal, man. James been tapping in for a minute.
Oh, and that's 27,700. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, don't forget, hey, that 700 ain't talking about nothing when you talking about that 27K though.
100, man. Go get you some.
They don't say, hey, can't minimize $700 though. For sure. So wholesale double close said, hey Byron, thank you for putting out content and education for everyone to learn, change their lives. I want to be your go-to transactional lender. Man, I got some transactional lending, man, but definitely let's link up. But anyways, we got some more people. First time catching you finally live, no doubt, man. It's been a while. Congratulations, James, no doubt.
James.
James said, got that launch control finally, man. Hey, man. I'm
James,
testing.
what?
I got launch control, James, but I'm testing out that smarter contact. We're gonna see what they talking about.
Yeah.
You know, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. So love it. 3 weeks in, yeah, no doubt, man. Hey, launch control can get you where you need to be. But
Yeah.
man, I'm testing out that smarter contact, man. You know, the verdict's still out on it. So, but we're gonna see. But yeah, man, James 27K. Woo, man.
No, it feels good.
Goodness gracious. That's hey.
But
man.
Byron, though, wait though. I thought you can't do deals right now. I thought
Oh
you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Some people is like, man, I'm having trouble doing deals, or I don't know, since the market started to shift or the interest rates went up, it causes harder to get. But look at James.
Everybody's saying no. Everybody's saying no. Nobody want to sell.
Yes. James, yeah.
Hey, man, that's the thing, man. When everybody, what Warren Buffett say, when people are worried, that you need to get greedy. You know what I'm saying? People running away from wholesaling. That's when you need to run toward wholesaling.
Talking what Greg Cardone said. When others are contract, that's when it's time to expand.
Yeah, man.
Take market share.
Yeah, man. So today we're gonna be talking about how you could take a little bit of market share, man. Go in here and start wholesaling, man. We talking about bulletproof. We talking about ain't no doubt you can start wholesaling if you use this method. I'm about to tap off of IG, man. If you're on IG, come on over to YouTube, REI Next Door. But yeah, man. So Bulletproof Wholesaling, man. Most of y'all that's been here already know how I do it. A lot of people talk about like the main reasons why they can't get a deal. You could put comments down below or on the side, what's holding you back from getting the deal. The most things I hear is like, everybody saying no, people want too much money. What else do you hear, Cordero? What, reasons why people can't do deals. They're trying, but they can't do deals. Like people won't do that. People saying no. What else do they say? Why they can't do deals?
Man, it's a lot of that, but it's like what I'm hearing is people get locked up and then they can't get their deal off too. Like,
yeah.
That, kind of goes hand in hand with what we're talking about. But definitely a lot of people want too much money, people saying no, and all of people just not wanting to sell their house because it's like it's cheaper to stay where I'm at. And so if I sell, I can't sell my house right now because I got a 2% interest rate. If I sell now, I'm gonna instantly the next house I get, I'm gonna be at what 8%, 7-8% interest rate. A lot of that, like people just saying, I would move, I want to move, but I just gotta stay where I'm at. But ultimately, I think it all boils down to the same thing, to the same one thing.
Yeah, man. So a lot of people talk about different reasons why they can't wholesale, but if you do it this way, there's no doubt you're gonna be wholesaling. So the first thing, like I tell you all the time, man, first thing you do is go out and find somebody who's actively buying properties cash, right? Why? Because they're the ones with the money. Like that's where the money comes from. That $27,000 is coming from the person who had money in their pocket that's buying property cash. You know what I'm saying? So find the people first who's buying the property cash. Doesn't matter how you find these people, go locate those people. How can you find them people, Cordero? How do you find those people, Cordero?
My favorite way to find them is going through realtors. And there's a couple ways you can find realtors. 2 ways. I'm gonna give you the free way first and then the paid way. The free way is you can just find them on Zillow. Go look for properties in the area that look like they've been flipped. And there's like 2 things that you got to look for. Is like go back and it'll tell you the date that it was last purchased and sold. And if it was purchased and then sold in a short period of time, almost that can indicate that it was a flip. And if it was purchased for like, $215 and then a couple months later, it was sold for like closer to $300 or something like that, then you can kind of tell it's a flipper based on the price. And then also looking at the pictures, you can always tell they've gone through, they've redone. If it looks renovated, like it looks fresh, paint, the trim around the floors have been redone, and then the outside, and then whatever realtor was working on that one. And it will tell you this for free on Zillow, and it'll give you their phone number for free on Zillow. Just call that person and say, hey, are you working with any investors? Do your investors, would you be interested in getting some more listings or anything like that? Would your investors be interested in me bringing them deals? And you really want to build a relationship with that realtor. That's the free way. And then the paid way is on PropStream. You can go on there. They also got similar thing, a lot of similar information. Actually, sometimes Zillow is better with that. But with PropStream, you can kind of filter out and look for buyers who have purchased a lot of property. And then if they have a realtor attached, then that means that if you filtered it out for like somebody who owns 100 plus properties, 100 plus properties, 300 plus properties, the realtor that's working with that buyer is working with a heavy hitter, and they're probably working with other heavy hitters as well. And so the reason why working with realtors is my favorite way is because when you find a realtor, it's not just one person. Like you're not just looking for one buyer. Again, Byron talks about it all the time. You find one buyer, you found gold. But if you find a realtor that got 50 buyers, like 50 different people that can buy, it's like you really hit the jackpot. It's like, because that person, like, they gonna they gonna have a lot of different buyers. So any deal, like they buying criteria opens up greatly, and so that's just my favorite way is to find realtors. But there are other ways, such as signing on to REI Next Door 9 to 5 wholesaler mastermind program, and he'll give you some buyers.
They say, give you my buyers, the ones that's already making me money.
Yeah.
They're making me money, making Cordero money, making a lot of other people money too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody the other day. They were talking about how they can close 100. They close in 100K. I think next month, and it's all the same buyers I got on my list that I give away to you, right? But
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the number one way, I would say to find buyers is through real estate agents. Like I said, you can also find them through PropStream. I always say the 3 type of buyers you want. 1 is a hedge fund buyer. 2, you want to find fix and flip buyers. And then the third thing you want to find is landlord buyers in whatever area. And once you found those buyers, then it's time to go out there and, you find the buyers, figure out what they want to buy. And then it's time to go out there and find the stuff that they like to buy, right? Like you figure out what somebody wants, the people with the money. Okay, personal money. What do you want to spend your money on? I want to spend my money on this. Then you go out there and find it, right? That narrows your focus, right? Not only does it narrow your focus, but it gives you a sense of confidence because now hey, I'm actually working with people with money.
Yeah.
Right? And Cordero used that perfect, like when he talking to sellers, like that goes into his pitch to the sellers, right?
Yeah. And it guarantees what you're doing, that your work won't be in vain because you're not looking for properties that don't nobody want. And that's just that's a business model for anything. If I wanted to open up a restaurant, like when McDonald's do what McDonald's do, they're trying to figure out what the consumer wants. Us, the people with the money. And any of you ever been to McDonald's before, McDonald's has it in a certain way that you'll deal with a poor service. Just what they not selling you something you don't want. I mean, they don't be listening sometimes. I don't, I'm a vegetarian. It's nothing here, but I know people love the McRib. Maybe wanting the McRib to come back, but at least they give you something you don't want. They not. And then one thing too, the McDonald's in India, the McDonald's in the Philippines, the McDonald's in China, the McDonald's in Japan, the McDonald's in Italy. They don't sell the same things as the McDonald's here in America because they know that the people that will be purchasing from their stores want something different. They don't want what Americans want. They want something different at that store. So they don't just say, well, we're going to do what we want to do and hopefully business work out. No, they go figure out what the people who are going to be buying from them actually want. So in the McDonald's in Italy, they sell, their pastry section is off the charts. The McDonald's in the Philippines, I think they sell like spaghetti with ketchup on. I don't,
Yeah.
Like, they kind of do like the Jollibee, the
McDonald's, baby.
You know what I mean? Like they tailor it, and they're not saying, "Hey, I'm just gonna go do what I want," and then wonder why business ain't working out. No, they go, and most of the best businesses survey their customers. Hey, what do you think about this? What do you like about this? And
exactly. Why do you think they want to listen to your conversation and get all your information? They want to know what you like, man. They want to know what the people with the money, what do you like, so that they can feed you what you like. Right?
That's a sound business model, no matter what you're doing. Exactly. They do that with social media, TikTok, Facebook. They all study what are our consumers, the people that ultimately will generate dollars for us. What do they want? Exactly. And then we do.
Yeah, man. You just got to figure out what they like. So your job is figure out what do the buyers want? What do the buyers like to buy cash? You know what I'm saying? There's different buyers, right? There's retail buyers, and there's going to be cash buyers. You trying to figure out what the cash buyers like. You know what I'm saying? You trying to wholesale. What do cash buyers like to buy cash, right? And you want to find them. Like we said, you can find them through realtors. You can find them on PropStream. You can find them on Zillow, right? Look for the flip houses on Zillow, the house that look like it's been completely renovated. Call up the agent. Hey, you working with an investor on this? Bam, here you go. You know what I'm saying? You connecting with investors through realtors again, but you're doing it right there on Zillow, right? It's easy to find. You know what I'm saying? Easy to find. You know,
and then you can also find them on social media, Facebook, IG, and
be careful on Facebook though. Now, the thing about Zillow is they got a property listed. It's kind of hard to fake that. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to fake that. It's kind of hard to fake a listed property. You know what I'm saying? I got 4 properties listed right now. And if somebody call my agent and be like, hey, you work with an investor? You know, do you want more of these properties? Yeah. Right? It's like,
and you might need to tell your agent that, because I know we've been talking a lot about like how do you get more people to start saying, let your agent, because you know how you call some of these agents be like, no, my buyers are good.
Yeah.
Make sure your agents know when they call, somebody call like that, tell them yes and send it to me. And you get
That's right, man. So just
to your point, Byron, is like if you're going on these social media sites, there are going to be a lot of people that's like wholesalers are just trying to get in, and they got certain tactics. They don't know what they're doing. So they're going to be like, they're going to be capping, acting like they doing deals, or I'm a buyer or whatever. It's like, nah, you just want to daisy chain my deal. And if you ever been in that position,
they'll daisy chain quick. But William says, congrats being on your success. What would you suggest for how I should wholesale? I'm in Illinois. It's illegal. It doesn't matter, man. This is what we talking about. You could do this anywhere. It doesn't have to be in your state. Nothing that we talk about requires you to leave your house. Nothing we talk about requires you to leave your house. And you can do this anywhere in America. Anywhere, right? Anywhere you want to do it, right? You never have to leave your house. You know what I'm saying? So, it ain't specific to a specific state, but you can wholesale one deal in Illinois, if I'm not mistaken. You can wholesale one deal, and as many people over 18 that that you can get to help you. You probably can do some more deals. So, but you can do this anywhere. It doesn't have to be in your state or whatever. But I guarantee you, I done rolled through Chicago. They got the signs everywhere. We buy houses, cash, close back, signs everywhere in Chicago, man. It's a dude named, what's this dude, man? I think it's Ryan, some young dude. He like 20, 21. He wholesaling like crazy in Chicago, man. So it's you definitely could do it.
Or get your realtor's license, man. If you don't want to do that, I understand, but that's an option. You can get your realtor's license, and it's a lot of the same stuff kind of translates. But as long as you make yourself the type of realtor that's looking to solve people's problems and connecting with the buyers, it's the same thing, man. But
there go Wu-Tang, man. Wu-Tang been in it from the beginning. What's up, Wu-Tang? He said only one, but you can do transaction funding. So I'm guessing you can't assign but one, right? But nobody can stop you from buying a property and then reselling it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, if you can double close or just
all you gotta do is double close
for a little bit, then that's the obstacle becomes the way. Just find a person that'll finance it, and if you got to hold it for more than a couple hours, find the person.
You need some transactional funding, man. You go and hit me up, man. I'll point you in the right direction. You need some transactional funding, I'll point you in the right direction.
I thought it was completely outlawed. If it's just double closing, dog,
they definitely can stop people from buying and selling. I appreciate you answering the question, bro. No doubt, man. Stay here. We trying to come every weekday and answer questions, man. That's what we're here for. So, but yeah, man, back to Bulletproof. Find the buyer. We done gave y'all multiple ways to find buyers, right? Like I said, you join my group, I give you my full list of buyers. You can go out there. That buyers list worth millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? I know people have made millions of dollars off those same contacts. You know what I'm saying? So, dude.
And that's crazy. There's nobody else doing
it. Get the buyers, figure out what they want, go search for the type of properties that they like to buy, right? If they're actively buying, that means they're buying these type of properties. And they'll tell you what area they buy them in. Yeah. All you got to do is go and reach out to those people who have those type of properties, right? Because they're buying them. You just got to be the one to bring the property to the buyer.
Yeah.
And then you get rewarded with, like James, a $27,000 check.
Yeah, absolutely. But hold on, Byron, because I think oftentimes you forget what you already know, so we don't add certain information in there. Is it just go find one buyer and then go, or find a couple buyer, or like how would you, how you do that? How many buyers should you?
Like I said, I like to find 3 types.
Like
Hedge
one of
fund,
each.
flipper, landlord, and I like to have at least 2 of them in an area before I hit go. Before I say I'm finna go ahead and invest and get to doing this, I want at least 2, buyers that I feel real good about. You know what I'm saying? And then, I'm ready to jump on and go. But I knew some buyers, but then I found the one. Right? It's like all buyers ain't created equal. You know what I'm saying? All buyers ain't created equal. Sometimes you'll find a one that'll make you $100,000. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
All buyers are not created equal, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
And all buyer, like, even it's not even just like, oh, you find you a hedge fund, then I'm in the game, because not all hedge funds are equal. And some hedge funds have certain criteria, certain benefits that they can.
Some of them trash.
Some of them is trash, bro.
Some of them is trash.
And then there are times where a local flipper, because he knows the market, he'll look at that deal, be like, oh, no, we can do something. But the hedge
fund be buying stuff like crazy.
They be buying like crazy. The hedge fund, they got more of a aerial view. They done took a step back and they're like analyzing deals that gotta fit these numbers, but they're not realizing, like, bro, you don't realize this school that it's by, that everybody that's very sought after or something like that, right? So all buyers not the same. But when you get a couple buyers, the benefit is now you can when you go to pull that list, this is the step right before you start texting or calling. When you go to pull that list, you can stack it, because again, I think we talked about this already, but you got buyers. I want 3 2s, 1980. I want 3 2s, 1970. I want 2, whatever. It's like, now I need to be looking for 3 2s. I don't need to pull no list with 2 1s on there, because I don't have any buyers that's buying 2 1s. So to stay away from that, that's why you find that's another benefit in finding the buyers first, and what it does for you when you go pull the list, to ensure that you are, only talking to the right people.
There you go. Targeted. You become targeted. Like, that's my favoriteest thing about this plan. Yeah. You are targeted, and everybody, every single person that you see in your contact, whether you calling, texting, mailing, whatever you're doing, every one of them is a potential deal, a no doubt potential deal. Every one of them, you can go back to that person that you already talked to and say, hey, here go a property that you like. What can you offer for that one? And they ain't gonna be like, nah, I don't want that one. You know what I'm saying? Because you have focused on their specific criteria, right? Yeah. And if I have 3, I want to make sure my focus is within all 3 of their criteria. You know what I'm saying? It may not be perfect to this person, it may not be perfect to that person, but it's gonna fit all 3 of them, right? And I love it. It's like, because I'm texting, and it's like, when I see a yes or I see somebody's interest, like, well, there we go. It's like the chances of that being a deal, it increased drastically, because you already got people who said, I want this. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, if you trying to feed a group of people, they all say they like apples, right? You go to the store and pick up some apples, bring them back. Good chance them apples gonna get ate. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
for a long time, get wasted. Yeah. You got to renegotiate. You sure you don't want no apples? You got to try to sneak it off into their Everybody said we like apples. That's one thing we can common ground. What's the common ground? And let's do more of that. Like, if they survey, again, back to the McDonald's example, if in Italy they were just like, most of our customers are going, or I'll give it to you like this: in India, there's a great deal of Indians. There's like a certain part of India where a lot of them are vegetarian. I think it's like based on religious beliefs or something like that. Don't, you know what I'm saying? But so if you go to the McDonald's in India, they know if we got vegetarian items, then one, all the people who are vegetarians can eat it. But even if you're not a vegetarian, it's not off limits to you. you still can't eat this. You know, even if you do eat meat, you'll still eat the cheese pizza puff that they got or whatever it is. It's like you ain't gonna say no to it. But if I'm a vegetarian and you only got meat items, I am gonna say no because I have restrictions. So it's just like they do stuff that everybody can get. But I do want to answer Zay. Zay's
Go ahead. I know Cordero cold calls, you know, I mainly text. So Cordero, what dollar would you suggest, man?
Now, I personally use batch dialer. I just think it's the most user friendly. Just period. If you ever worked at a call center, or even if you haven't worked at a call center, it's the most user friendly. Like you get on that thing, and you can just kind of see it has a different tags that you can kind of tag. Like say I'm available, going to a call. I'm not on break, whatever. And also, if you once you get to a point where you start adding VAs on, it's a lot easier for them to teach. And no matter if they've used different dialers in the past and they've never used the batch, they get on there. It takes them like a day. The onboarding process is like a day long, where they can really figure out how to use it. But then also ultimately kind of boils down to which one you think is best. Every last one of them are good. I've used like ZenCall, I've used Mojo Dialer, I've used several different ones. And it just depends on which one you like the best. Then you want to compare prices and features. I think price-wise, I think batch is pretty good too. I don't think anybody beating them on the price. I haven't compared in a while because I just used batch. But, you know, you can compare prices, get you a couple of them, compare the price, compare the features, and just pick the one that you think is best. Don't get hung up on that, which one you use, because they'll all work. But I like batch. Just make sure you got enough phone numbers for the amount of people the amount of volume you're going to be calling. So if you're going to be, you know, dialing for like 4 to 6 hour period daily, I would say get you about 10 phone numbers. And the thing about it is they'll tell you this. When you log into the app, they're not just going to leave you clueless, dog. They'll let you know, like, here's the onboarding process, this how many numbers you need to have, and so on and so forth. But I will say with batch, for about $180 a month, you got the system and you got the phone numbers and you're ready to go. So I like that. But like I said, just pick one that you like the most.
Batch ID. What's batch ID?
The batch ID.
Or is he saying batch?
I'm not sure unless he's talking about I don't think he's talking about that because my dog Keithon,
Keithon a beast, man.
I always know, you know what I'm saying? We may need some input from Keithon. Keithon always knows.
Keithon be knowing. You already know he know it. But Nita said, hey man, what's up? Nita be tapping in, man. She knows she be tapping in. So Keithon said 150 calls for every number.
Daily, and that's daily. So it's like if you're gonna call 150 people today, you need at least one phone number. If you're gonna call 300, you need at least 2 phone numbers, and that's for every 24-hour period, right? Yeah. And they, like I said, they give you that information when you join in, but just make sure you're doing that. And you know, when it comes to getting you good phone numbers, you know that's kind. I ain't gonna say it's a rabbit hole. It's a problem that needs to be solved because you don't want your numbers coming up as spam. You can register your phone numbers, or you know you can buy them, keep them on rotate, which is probably the most expensive way. And then there are a couple other things. I think next time Keithon on the show, he's gonna have to give us a master class on some of his preferred methods on making sure that you always got good numbers. But what you can use, just like while you're getting started, if you're not doing crazy volume in the beginning, is they got something where it allows you to it'll auto rotate the number. So if it's marked as spam, it'll rotate the number for you. But then it just depends on the carrier at that point. So we could go off into that, but I say Zay, holla at batch, man. I think batch is what
batch will get you straightened out, man. But jump on that dollar. Well, first get your buyers. Got what they want.
Yeah.
Jump in that, get the list of properties that they would be interested in, skip trace them, put them in the dollars. When I say skip tracing, don't go to no free people search, true people search. Go somewhere where you actually get real numbers.
Spend money on skip tracing.
Yeah, you got to spend money on skip tracing, man. You can't cheap out on skip tracing. If you do, then the rest of the stuff is going to be pointless.
The two that I know for a fact work because I've used them is Batch Skip and Lead Sherpa.
Yeah.
And we're actively trying a new guy. I think it's called Kind Skip Tracing.
Yeah.
We're actively testing his stuff now.
Saturday, what's up? What's up? What's up? Man, got people tapping in all over the place, man. So,
Let's see.
Skip Trace. I noticed I've been getting good numbers. Well, as long as you get good numbers, man, as long as you're getting people that's saying that it's them.
That's Jerry Norton. I think that's Jerry Norton's platform that he created.
Yeah.
Kind of
good too. Yeah, man. So
Kind is good.
I mean, and then once you reach out to those sellers, you know what I'm saying, you talk to them, let them know that you're working with a group of investors that's looking to buy property in the area, and then getting them an offer from those buyers. You know what I'm saying? If you keep reaching out to those people, finding people who are actually looking to sell, and then going back to the buyers and let them know, hey, I got this property right here. They're looking to sell, and asking, for a price that's more than what the seller is looking for, then you're going to do deals. Like, there's just no way you're not going to do deals, right? It's like, there's just no way you're not going to do deals. At that point, it's all about just keep reaching out to people who own the type of properties that your buyers are looking to buy. Because, they actively buying, and they're buying them, right? That's just the truth.
Yeah, man. And it don't matter what's going on in the market, the economy, or none of that. There are buyers. There are people who've been waiting on this. We talking about expand while others contract or to be greedy. When the tide comes in, it's like there are people who've been waiting on this. There are going to be buyers. You might, if you were wholesaling before and now you're still trying to figure out how to catch it, or you're just not getting started, just know the business model of find the people who are buying and get them what they want is going to be sound business practice no matter what, because you're a buyer. You might not be buying real estate. You might not be buying houses, but there's something you buy. You buy groceries. That's why Walmart know, hey, what are people buying? Oh, they buying groceries and food and Q-tips and hand sanitizer. How about we get them? Let's figure out a way to get them that.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Like, got business,
man, it's bulletproof. It works every time. It's like, so many people out there just searching for random stuff. They just, let me get a list in this area and just start calling people. First of all, you ain't got a clue about who would even buy that property. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got a clue of how much they would potentially buy it for. If you actually find your buyers first, you can look at the properties that they bought and see what they bought them for. You can kind of even be able to tell, okay, this person like that. And you can ask them like, how far off the ARV do y'all like to buy? 80%, 70%, 60%, 50%. You know what I'm saying? Then you just look at Zillow, take that percentage, boom. You know where you're going to be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's easy. You can have conversations with the buyers. You can find somebody who's interested and come to that buyer and say, hey, I got somebody that's interested. Where do you think you'd be on this property?
Yeah.
Right. Bam. They let you know. And here we go. Now we out to the races. We got a property. This guy's getting a divorce and, he's interested in selling. I just reached out to the buyers like, hey, send them the address. Hey, where would you be on this right here? He said 315. I go back to, now I can go back to the guy and know where I'm going to be at. You know what I'm saying? Most of y'all talking to people, you're like, man, he told us 300. And I was thinking, man, he asked me too much. You know what I'm saying? And then I went to the buyer said 315. I'm like, shoot, we got $15,000 right now.
Yeah, it's like you don't know. And that's the whole thing I'm big on when people talk about what's the formula? What formula do you use? It's like the formula. First of all, the only problem is one or two problems. Everybody don't use the same formula. Me as a buyer, if I'm a flipper, as I'm a retail buyer, or I'm trying to find a rental property or whatever, it's just like my formula, I might not need to buy at 70%. So if you stick into that 70% rule, like, man, don't fit the 70% rule, and then you losing deals. And then two, it's just like, even if you do get the perfect formula that was a one size fit all, the only problem is you got to calculate ARV. Everybody calculate their ARV different. Because they think, I'm gonna be able to do. We can sell it for. I think we can sell it for this. Blah 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 blah. At the end of the day, a home is worth what someone will pay for it. And so if you don't, you can guess all day long what you think somebody will pay for it, or you can just find the buyers and say, hey, how much would you pay for this? And you know what I'm saying? You in there.
Simple, man. I can't hardly remember the last time I just really comped the property, because
that's the point. We're not comping
comparables like that. You know what I'm saying? It's even if I was finding the comparables, did it really help me understand what I should offer the seller? Not really. It's like, what helped me understand what I need to offer the seller is what cash buyers are buying properties for. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I can go to PropStream and look up what cash buyers are buying for in that area, that would help, right? Or I could just email my cash buyers, or just call up my cash buyers and say, hey, this property, this area, send them the property. Hey, what you got? You know what I'm saying? They tell me a number. Is really not that difficult, man.
Yeah, man. I think it really just boils down to finding the same property. And I said, because every neighborhood got a lot of properties are basically the same. It's like they have like 4 different types of houses. Find the same property and see which one, like what it sold for within the past 3 months.
Yeah.
That's it. What it actually sold for is what you go off of. But at the end of the day, I've done all of that and then asked the buyer, and I still was shocked. I was like, dang, I did my little comping and I thought you was going to be here. You came in, you said you could do it here. I didn't expect that. So it's just like, you can get an idea, check the Zestimate. Obviously, we know the Zestimate is not spot on. You know what I mean? It's just like, it gives you a ballpark to play with. And that'll kind of get you like, okay, now that's how you distinguish why you prospecting and why you in the dialer, or why you send out text messages. Use the Zestimate to say, if it say 250 and they say, man, I just need it like 100K. You like, what? Now you know you got something. You know what I mean? It's like, you ain't got to do a whole lot of comping. If it say 250 and they say, I just need 160, you can say, this is something that I need to entertain a little bit more. Get it over to the buyers. And then you can kind of start to put the pieces together from there. Like, they might need to know, okay, what's the condition? The buyer will tell you, hey, can you ask them what's the last time the roof was updated, the HVAC, and if they got HOAs. They'll do all the questions for you. And you're like, oh, I didn't think of that. Let me go back to the seller and ask them.
Yeah, no doubt, man. The buyer is the one that need to be worried about the ARV. He the one need to be worried about the rehab costs and all that stuff. The buyer you ain't got to be worried about that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Now you're just trying to wholesale a deal, man. And I say that just because it's like trying to make it simple for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I don't know how to comp stuff. Dude, stop worrying about comping stuff. You got a property this person interested in selling. Go find somebody who will pay more than what they want. Simple. It's like, you ain't got to do all this comping, man. You ain't
rehab costs. Every buyer calculate rehab costs different. Every person can look at a job like, how much it would take me to remodel my kitchen, how much would it take Byron to remodel my kitchen? Two totally different prices, bro. So it's just like, and two, there's a lot of people who, and I'll at least address it, because I know there's a lot of people, when you watch YouTube videos, they'll talk about now being a full service wholesaler, where essentially you are doing them comps and CMAs and sending them over this. I think it'll be this, this, and this, and this. But all of that may help, and it would be helpful to your buyers. But ultimately, this is the simple bottom line of business. This is the bottom line of business. It's just get it over to them. And then all the rest of the stuff will take care of itself. Just find the deals or whatever.
Yeah, man. No doubt, man. I'm telling you, it's bulletproof, man. It's bulletproof. You just got to find the active buyers. You find the active buyers, let's say they buying 10 properties a month. You know what I'm saying? They buying 10 properties a month. You need to find them one property that they'll buy. You know what I'm saying? Look at the 10 properties that they bought. See what kind of properties that they buying. Reach out to people who own those same type of properties. You know what I'm saying? If they're gonna keep buying, they got to get them from somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was saying. Because if somebody's got to buy 10 properties a month, and we know buyers who's buying like 100 plus properties a month, It's just like you got to think in them, put yourself in their shoes and think like, man, I got to find 10 properties this month. That's going to be good deals. How am I going to find them? It's like they're looking like they need you. They need you to bring them a deal. You know what I mean? It's like they absolutely need you to bring them that ideal deal. So if you can figure out what they are looking for and get it to them, you helping them out. You helping them out just as much as you helping the seller out. Or they whatever their situation is.
You gonna show enough eat. You know what I'm saying? You gonna show enough eat, man. So that's the bulletproof plan, man. The bulletproof plan, find the buyers, figure out what they want. When you figure out what they want, reach out to the people on the type of properties that they want, you know, and get those people offers from the cash buyers that you build relationships with, right? So if you do that, there's no way that you won't be doing deals. You frustrated and you're tired of not doing deals. There's no way that you won't be doing deals. Just no way. It's like it just cannot happen. It's impossible, right? Yeah. So you know, there's a lot of different stuff people talk about out there, but that right there, I know it works, and ain't no doubt. It cannot go wrong, right? It just can't. So, but yeah, man. Aaron said, "Good afternoon, Byron. Good to see you, man. Good to see you too, man. Aaron, a good guy, man. I think he was up there in South Carolina, if I ain't mistaken, man. I think he in South Carolina or North Carolina, one of those. But yeah, man. So." We back up in this thing. Want to talk about Bulletproof Wholesale. And y'all leave questions on the side. If y'all got questions about what we're talking about, or you watching on the replay, leave below, man. If y'all got something y'all want us to do or want us to talk about, man, we can, you know, jump on here and talk about it or whatever. We get smart, getting started texting people on Smarter Contact. So trying to see what that's talking about, man, on the texting side. I used Launchstro for a minute, trying to use the Smarter Contact text out for more people. But
hey,
do what?
Speaking of figuring out what people want and getting it to them, you know, if you guys think of maybe a topic we should address or something like that, just put it in like the comment section after the video. Like we can do a video on like how to respond, like text message templates or cold calling tips or structure, how to talk to sellers, how to talk to the buyers. Like what is, you know, if there's any particular thing, let us know so we can do it.
How to find VAs.
How to, I'm gonna tell you this. Just do a lot of interviews. Doing more of it will always be helpful.
Yeah, man. 10x whatever you're doing. 10x your action. I heard somebody talking about they can find a deal. Everybody's saying no. Talk to 10 times as many people as you talk to. You'll find somebody say yes.
Because you got to think. This is what this strikes me as. It's like if you're like, man, I can't. You think. Let me take somebody that everybody knows. Jerry Norton. We got to know Jerry. Y'all got to know Jerry Norton or Max Maxwell or Sean Terry or Arya Next Door. It's like, you think they not doing deals right now? Like you think that you talking about you can't find a deal. You think that they not, and you know what I mean? They just figured out a way to talk to more people. Maybe they got more money to reinvest, but it's just like, regardless of all of that, it's like they just doing more. So do more. It's like, come on now. It's like just talk to more people, interview more VAs. If you like trying to find the right dialer that work for you, go compare more dialers. There's got enough dialers. Go shop and find the right text message platform. Just be willing to 10x and just take action and, you know, set your goals, set your intentions clear, and keep. But the basics is important. That's why we even talking about this. Stick to the basics. Ain't no perfect list. I think when people talk about perfect lists, it's like try to target particular motivations. And I think, first of all, the list you need to be targeting, it needs to be based around the buyers and figure out what the buyers want. And then after that, target all motivations. As long as the property itself is what that buyer wants, then talk to foreclosures, talk to you know, people going through divorce or whatever. It's like just pull the list and target that. But you know, let me ask you this, Byron. What do you think about going niche? Like if we was to say, man, we're just gonna target only and structure our entire acquisitions process around divorced couples and just targeting divorced people. What do you think that would do for business?
Dude, you know I love divorces, man. I mean, I wouldn't even say target divorced couples. I would say target married couples because you know it's about to happen. It's like-
Hey, you know what? That's a good point too, because I was watching this video about PPC and kind of how in depth their data goes as far as targeting certain people for PPC. And the dude he was talking about, I think it was on the Real Estate Disruptors, where he was talking about they target people who smoke cigarettes. People who it was something that you wouldn't have thought of. People who smoke cigarettes, have multiple cats or more than one pet or something like that. Cats and such. Like, I'm like, okay, none of those things had anything to do with real estate, but they own their homeowners smoke cigarettes, and it's like that's an indication that they're or a declining credit score. I think it was cigarettes, pets, and declining credit score. And so it's just like if you target married couples who, argue. There's a way you can find married couples who are in marriage married couple who got criminal records or something like that. I don't know, something like
your married couples in general, man. You get you some married couples, you know you about to get you some money.
somebody gonna be fighting.
Yeah, somebody gonna be fighting, man.
Interesting joining.
Yeah, but she says, nah, I don't have that Facebook group anymore, but I just dropped a link to where you can go and join the elite community that I have, where I teach you everything that I know. I give away the buyers list, where people making millions of dollars off that. And yeah, man. So you interested, you go follow that link and we can get you going. So James said dropping jewels, man. James, dude, you got that 27 ball that about to drop. You know what I mean? James been crushing it, man, since the beginning. So shout out to James, man. But shoot, we 46 minutes in, man. We're gonna go ahead and hop off this thing, man. Cordero, you got any final words for the people?
Man, I'm just trying to get like James. That's all I real talk. Understanding these basic principles, it take because it's a lot of shiny objects, it's a lot of things that can confuse you, and especially getting started, it's just like, how do you know what's the right thing to do and the wrong thing to do? And I think we all have had our fair share of just doing the wrong things, but I can tell you that this will make it easy for you. Just focus on finding the buyer, make it as simple as possible. Keep it simple. You know what I mean? But then stay consistent. And I'm gonna say, I probably say that you might hear me say that like once every time I go live with you. Is stay consistent. That's gonna be the biggest thing. Figure out a way to do it. Once you get a deal, once you close a monster like James did, it's like reinvest it, like so that way you can grow, buy you some VAs, so you can figure out a way to stay consistent or whatever. But that's all I got to say.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, James, the replay is going to be available, man. It's on my YouTube channel. At least it should be. So it's going to be on my YouTube, man. William says, thank you, brothers, for the knowledge and your time. Yeah, no doubt, man. We trying to put in this time, let y'all know what the real deal is, man, because we know this work. Anita says, I keep hearing about mobile phone providers using AI to block calls. Yeah, they trying to block calls and text. On the other hand, I heard AI being a helpful tool for investors. What's you guys' take?
I already know about the AI.
Dude, yeah, I've been using AI for sure, man. But I would say, man, I mean, I don't think, I mean, they using it to block stuff, but you just keep doing your thing, man. You just keep charging the head, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like most time when people talk about stuff like that or talking about stuff that's stopping people from doing stuff, most time, I just, I roll with the punches, you know what I'm saying? I just keep going. And then when I run into roadblocks, just find a way to navigate around it and keep on going. You know what I'm saying? So the key is just keep going, man. Like, don't worry about all this other stuff, all the news, this and that. Just keep going, stay focused on what you need to do to make stuff happen. Mika that came through this thing, man. Mika that came through. What's up, Mika? So thank you for the free gems. Yeah, no doubt, man. We here to give them out. Y'all got questions, make sure you leave them. But man, my biggest takeaway for the day, man, is just, there's a lot of people out there talking a bunch of junk about, this, that, teacher, this, that, but this fun, like the fundamental principles that we talk about on here will no doubt get you going. You know what I'm saying? No doubt gonna get you deals. It's just no doubt, right? So
Yeah.
just follow them, man. If you need some help, keep tuning in right here. Keep asking questions. And like Shanika is saying right here, man. The elite link is provided over there in the chat, man. You want to hit it up? Go ahead and hit it up. And we meet like once a week. I give away all my stuff. So if you need that, just hit me up. Other than that, just keep tuning in, man. We'll keep bringing it. But signing off.
All right. Thank y'all for tuning in.
All right. Peace out, people.